What is going on, you guys? It is your good old pal Tunnel Nook back with another video. Today, I just wanted to kind of come on and touch on a couple things. So we've had the draft and we've had the pretty much just the draft. We've had some trades, some signings, a few things that I just kind of wanted to touch on and kind of give my opinion because things are changing every day, it seems like, in Vancouver. And I just kind of want to talk about a couple of those things. And I kind of want to get to the big one first because I feel like some people, depending on who you're a fan of, because for Vancouver, this is amazing. I can understand the other side of it, which is Montreal, but us getting Brandon Gallagher for future conditions from Montreal and kind of how that looks for Vancouver. So looking at it from the Vancouver aspect is, like Ryan Johnson has said and the Sundins have made very clear, this isn't going to fix what is currently going on with the Canucks. This is to build a better environment, not only in the locker room, on the ice, and kind of build the culture for Vancouver. And last night I had some free time, and I decided that I was going to rewatch the 2011 when Vancouver slayed the Dragon and they beat the Chicago Blackhawks to go to the Stanley Cup final, where they eventually lost to Boston in a Game 7 where they were blown out 4-0. So I just kind of want to talk about what the Sundins are trying to do and what Ryan Johnson is trying to do, and kind of my opinion on this new culture that we're bringing in, the guys that we're bringing in, because it hasn't just been Brandon Gallagher. So we have, who is this? We agreed to terms with Matthew Stenberg from the Colorado Avalanche. A lot of what I've seen has been some, we got some forwards. We got rid of Hoglander. We picked up Jamie Oslick from the Seattle Kraken. That was another pickup we had. Marcus Pettersson went to the New York Rangers in exchange for a 2030 first-round pick. I know some people were pretty upset as, Marcus Pettersson wasn't here for long. He seemed to really enjoy Vancouver, but I can see that this management is they're looking for a specific kind of culture that they want to bring in, and not just, anybody is what they're going after. They're looking after certain people. Obviously, with the Brandon Gallagher situation, Brandon Gallagher was very interested in coming to Vancouver. He is okay with Vancouver saying, hey, you're probably not going to be here when this is a cup contending team. You're coming in to build the culture. This is, basically the outlines of what we're expecting, and that this year isn't going to be no massive winning year. They're not looking to go, obviously the cup is nowhere in sight yet, as we're still trying to build. Luke Schenn returns as a Canuck for his third tenure as a Canuck. I mean, after the Brandon Gallagher, I kind of thought that this might happen. A lot of teams are now taking in a lot of players are kind of taking interest in wanting to change the culture in this organization, and it's a lot of players that have ties to the organization. What I mean by that is Brandon Gallagher was born and raised in Vancouver. He was a Canucks fan growing up. He wants to be a solution here, and I feel like Luke Schenn is kind of the same way. It's not so much about the money, it's not so much about the team, it's about their role on the team and what they're expected to do. I feel that these guys are coming in knowing that, this isn't going to be the team that they go win a cup with. This isn't a team that they're probably going to be here when it goes that far. But that's, they get to be a part of this journey. And I know from the Montreal side, the fans kind of understood why Gallagher was leaving, but there was still some, obviously, I've seen some very kind messages still to Brandon Gallagher sometimes, especially when they go to a Canadian rival. You'll see some things, but this one we did not. So those were just kind of a few things that I wanted to touch up on the signing front, because as we all know, July 1st was big signing day. It was also Canada Day, so happy Canada Day to all you fellow Canadians out there who celebrated Canada Day. I personally had a blast. I went and seen some fireworks. The one thing I want to talk about the draft is that Malhotra's son got drafted 3rd overall, Caleb, and I kind of want to talk about how that looks organization-wise. Although as a player, okay, I am going to say that I don't think this is a bad pick for Vancouver. Do I feel like he was taken purely on the aspect of maybe being the coach? Like, would we have taken him if it wasn't for his dad being the head coach? I am not sure. As you know, it all kind of varies. I feel like his dad being the head coach definitely boosted his odds of being drafted by Vancouver. So just quickly, I am going to tell you guys that he's 18 years old, and I'm just trying to see, because he did not, well, he did, he played in the OHL, he played for the Brantford Bulldogs, not a team that I typically watch, so I'm just trying to see here. It's very hard sometimes, especially with this, because sometimes when they get drafted, like all their stuff isn't up there right away. I can go on the OHL website and find his stats, but I'll do that in a little bit. Sometimes I struggle with this. It's the vision impairment, guys. So if you guys see me leaning forward, staring at the computer screen, most people have, like, they can see from this far away, so for most people it wouldn't be a problem. I have to lean forward to be able to see. So sometimes when I already have information pulled up, as I have a lot of tabs open already, trying to do this video, sometimes it takes me a minute to get readjusted on what I'm trying to tell you guys, and my multitasking also isn't always the best. So trying to get through everything that I want to and go through all the tabs that I have open, it can sometimes be difficult. But yeah, so we had, obviously Gavin McKenna went to Toronto. I'm going to do a separate video on that, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on how you guys think that all plays out. If you guys are ready for hockey season, as I am, make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Leave a comment down in the comments below. And make sure you guys let me know who you think the Canucks will trade for before the season begins, and if you think Pettersson ends up going to Pittsburgh. Separate videos on that as well, coming in the near future. I hope you guys will enjoy this video. If you guys did, like I said, show some love, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.